Earlier this year, I looked the worst I had in a long time until I did 5 main things to completely change the way that I look. And whenever people hear the word attraction, they think, oh, I want to attract girls. But no, becoming attractive will make you more money. It will help you get more job opportunities, attract girls, have more confidence. Your overall quality of life completely changes when you focus on your attraction, and it matters so much more than people give it credit for. So I'm going to give you the 5 main scientific things that you can do to improve the way that you look, but more importantly, 5 things that you should not be doing. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you something for completely free that will make 2025 the best year of your life, just to thank you for being here. With that being said, let's talk about the first thing that changed absolutely everything for me, and this was my diet. When you hear the word diet, most people think about I'm going to go on a diet, like a keto diet, a paleo diet, whatever sort of diet. That's not what a diet is supposed to be. Your diet is just the things that you eat, and there's not really any such thing as a good diet or a bad diet. It's a spectrum, so it can be better or it could be worse. And the way that I see it, you need to structure your diet around the exact goals that you have. And this is exactly what I did. So let me explain my diet and the things that you should avoid doing. Now, like I said, for starters, there's no such thing as a good or a bad diet, but there are certain foods that are not good by any means for any diet. The first of those being highly processed junk like fast foods. Just to list off a few reasons why this is so bad for you, one of them being that they're so high in sodium. And if you didn't know this, high amounts of sodium will lead to chubby cheeks and an overall bloated look, as sodium causes you to retain water, and not to mention the high amounts of calories in most of these processed foods. Now, if you want to go even further down the rabbit hole, another bad food source to consume for men specifically is any food that is estrogenic. Foods like soy and flax seeds have these things called phytoestrogens that actually mimics a hormone in our body called estrogen, which is the opposite of testosterone. Now, the reason you don't want to consume estrogenic foods is because this is known to lower testosterone. And testosterone is by far the most important hormone in your body for men when it comes to overall attraction, as it leads to a stronger, more masculine looking face, less chubby cheeks, more muscle mass. Absolutely every aspect of the way that you look as a man is affected by your level of testosterone, and by all means you need to do whatever it takes to keep this as high as your natural rate can go. And now that we've gone over the bad stuff, what does a good or a better diet look like for you or for anyone? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. The number one most important thing in my eyes is consuming high amounts of protein, low amounts of calories, and making sure that you get in your daily vitamins and minerals. Now, this is actually very simple and doesn't need much explaining, but protein is specifically good for maintaining muscle, or in fact building it and getting a bigger looking frame. Now, I think we can all agree with the idea that eating high amounts of protein is good. I've never had anybody disagree with that, but why do I tell you to eat low calorie? Well, specifically when it comes to attraction, most of us bear way too much fat. You just have too much fat on your frame that is unnecessary, and by losing it, you don't have to be underweight. You don't have to make yourself unhealthy. You can actually become more healthy by losing this fat. And the only true way to lose fat is via a caloric deficit, which most of you probably have heard of before, but maybe some people have not. This is just eating less calories than you burn per day. Now, this played an absolute key role into changing the way that I look, and in fact, it's given me literally a 6-pack without even going to the gym. I work out, but I don't train abs whatsoever, and by simply eating less calories while eating high amounts of protein, this completely changed that for me. Now, I will tell you with 100% confidence that me eating high amounts of protein and low amounts of calories is the number one thing that changed my face, period. Now, when it comes to vitamins and minerals, the main thing that this affects, at least for me, is the way that you feel. You don't necessarily need to get all your vitamins and minerals to look the best, although it does help, but by all means, you need to prioritize your health as it directly correlates to the way that you look. So just make sure whatever foods you're eating do have the vitamins and minerals that you need. The easiest way to have a good diet, or at least a better diet than you have, is eating unprocessed whole foods, which are foods that are just one ingredient, like chicken, steak, meat, eggs, anything like that. These are whole foods that have one ingredient, and these typically have the highest minerals, highest amounts of vitamins, highest protein. Do you have to eat this way? No, you don't. But to me, it's the easiest, the most simple, and it tastes the best. My process of looking better really improved when I figured out how to maintain a diet like this, because I found other tips along the way. One of them being drinking enough water. And the easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is making it easy for yourself to do. So what I mean by this is, for example, when I wasn't drinking enough water, I was getting hungry sooner. I was feeling like I needed to eat when in reality I was just thirsty, and it caused so many other issues. And not only that, it can actually lead to making you look more bloated, because whenever your body is dehydrated, your body senses the need to actually hold on to more water, whether it's in your face, your body, or wherever. So by carrying around a gallon of water with me everywhere I go, it's made it so much easier to always have enough water in my system and never really look bloated. And so many of us don't realize how bloated we actually are when we're not consuming enough water. I remember looking in the mirror one day and I had some level of abs. I didn't have a six-pack by any means, but I definitely have abs. Then after drinking water without losing any fat whatsoever, literally just drinking more water day to day, I noticed I saw my abs more and more and more. And even on top of that, I noticed my face, like right here, started getting like more hollowed in, and my cheeks were getting less and less chubby, and also including my jawline as well, simply by drinking more water because I was that level of dehydrated. So by you being dehydrated, this completely deems the first tip that I gave you ineffective, because a lot of times when you feel thirsty, instead of going to drink water, you actually go to consume food, which has high amounts of sodium, which leads you to be even more thirsty, which leads you to eating more food. And I know it sounds crazy that you actually eat when you're thirsty, even though you should be drinking, but I see this so much, and I did it myself. So after eating the right foods, drinking enough water, and just consistently doing all the things I needed to do, I started noticing the difference in my face and body day after day. It started looking better and better, until even other people started noticing. On all of my social media channels, people are saying that Dylan's looking better, this, that, and the other, all because of these two main things that I did. But these two things honestly don't matter nearly as much if you're not doing the next, which is prioritizing your sleep. So if you remember earlier in this video, I keep talking about testosterone. It's the most important hormone for men's body, and not getting sleep is the fastest way to completely ruin this. You should be getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep almost every single night, and if you're not, you're probably lacking and you're sleep deprived, and you're gonna see it in your day-to-day. One of the most common signs that I see of sleep deprivation is acne all over your face. So if you have acne, you see random pimples popping up, or your skin quality is getting worse, this likely has a lot to do with your sleep patterns, because when you're not getting enough sleep, what happens is your body is not repairing. Your cellular repair, your skin repair happens for the most part when you're asleep. This is your body's sort of reset time and the time it takes to fix itself. So if you're not letting your body fix itself, when you're awake, it's going to be a lot more challenging to make your skin look good and make your skin look clear, because any sort of scrapes you get on your face, oil under your skin, any of that, there's no repair taking place. So that begs the question, how do you get the perfect sleep to actually become attractive? Well, to start, you need to be in a pitch black room. There's a few main reasons why it's so important to be in a dark room when you sleep. The first being that your body produces melatonin. You probably already knew this, but melatonin is the hormone that your body uses to regulate sleep and actually make you tired. So if you're killing your melatonin, you're just simply not going to feel tired. And one of the biggest culprits of this is using your phone at night, especially in bed. Now, what I recommend to fix this is swiping down on the corner of your phone, holding this brightness icon, and then turning on this thing called night shift. What this does is it turns it to a sort of yellowish orangey hue, and this hue is actually going to help decrease the blue light significantly, making you actually more tired sooner. Now, the rabbit hole does not end there. That's only the surface level of it. Sleeping in pitch black actually has scientific studies backing the fact that it makes you sleep deeper. Having deep quality sleep is just as important as the number of hours of sleep that you get. So many people think that if I get 8 to 10 hours of sleep, that's good. But if your quality is actually lower than it should be, you're gonna feel unrested. And once again, this will lead to all of the issues that I mentioned previously about not having sleep, except you're also wasting time, because when you think about it, might as well just get a bad night's sleep where you sleep only 5 hours, wake up, have the bad side effects, rather than getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep and then waking up with the same bad side effects. And when I say sleep in a dark room, I'm saying pitch black. Like, cover your TV, like little red dot that's on your screen, cover any sort of light, or wear a sleep mask. Ever since I started wearing a sleep mask, it is a literal night and day difference on how I feel when I wake up in the mornings, the amount of acne I get on my face, and literally every single aspect of the way I was sleeping. And by the way, even if you turn your phone on this orangey nighttime setting, that's not an excuse to sit on your phone at night just because it's not killing your melatonin as much. Because sitting on your phone, scrolling on TikTok, or even worse, the hub or something like that, that's going to increase your dopamine levels so much. And your dopamine is kind of like what makes you happy or excited. And if you're really excited while you're in bed, supposed to be winding down, it's just going to make it way harder to fall asleep. And a unique problem that I specifically face is because I run a business, anytime that I get a text that worries me and makes me stress, I cannot sleep. I have to solve whatever problem. So you should probably also be turning your phone on do not disturb. So now that you've fixed your diet, you're drinking enough water, you're getting enough sleep, there are certain things you can do to not only just look good, because don't get me wrong, doing these things will make you look better than most people, but then you can do things on top of that will put you ahead of literally everybody. And one of those things being styling your hair and actually making your hair look good. One of the worst things that you can experience is waking up in the morning, seeing that your hair looks bad and just not doing anything about it the entire day, because you could be getting perfect sleep, having an amazing diet, even have like a great looking body. If your hair is just completely cooked, at that point, you're just going to ruin your confidence, and people will notice that first. If your hair is sticking up, going crazy all over the place, I'm telling you, people will see that on you before they see the good parts of you. But then that begs the question, what products should you use? Now, I made this brand Simpletics, all natural hair products, because I wanted to make something different than the industry. You'll notice that most hair products consist of horrible ingredients. And when I say horrible, I'm talking ingredients that you can't read, can't list, and are actually banned in some countries. And I know this sounds like an ad, but this is genuinely a great offer. And if you didn't know this sea salt spray, my brand, is number 3 on Amazon already, so that should tell you something. I made it this year with a goal of completely revolutionizing the hair care industry, and I can tell you right now, these 2 products that we have out have definitely done that. This sea salt spray is specifically good for people who want to get that wavy, beachy looking hair, kind of like I have, while this texture powder is for people who have really straight, fine hair, because I don't know if you guys knew this, I have a perm. Before I had wavy hair, my hair was very straight. If I had this product back then, my life would be completely different. I probably wouldn't have a perm right now. On top of that, both of these products, this one has 5 ingredients and this one has 4. And if you scan it with this third-party app called Yuka is a thing that basically judges products based on a health score. We are 100 out of 100 on the health score. I'm not saying that you have to use my brand, but what I will tell you is that my brand is one of the top growing on Amazon for a reason. It's because it's actually good, and styling your hair just gives you that much more of an edge. If you want to get into the nitty-gritty of things, I highly recommend looking up a hair diagram, figuring out which hair type you have, and then either using ChatGPT or just looking stuff up on the internet to figure out the perfect hair routine for yourself. Because I could tell you right now that this is the best hair product for 1A hair, this is the best hair product for 2B hair, but you probably don't even know what those terms mean. So by simply figuring out your exact hair type, you'll be able to pick the best hair products. Now with good hair, it then comes down to the most important thing, in my opinion, when it comes to attraction, which is how you carry yourself, including your posture. So when I say you need to carry yourself well, I am talking about like in your head, like mentally, but I'm also saying like physically. Standing up straight gives you a presence that people notice. Anytime you go to any sort of event, I specifically remember recently I went to this networking event, and anytime I'm in a setting where I'm around like-minded young men who are working to improve themselves, I always make sure to stand up straight. You want to straighten your neck, and you can even do this exercise called chin tucks, where you lock your fingers together, you put your hands behind your head, and you tuck your chin. You give yourself a double chin on purpose. What this does is it trains the muscles in the back of your neck, helping you stand up straight. With that being said, at the beginning of this video, I gave you guys a promise that I would give you a free resource that could literally change the course of your life. And I'm not joking about that. I'm dead serious. I have a link where I actually teach you how to make your first $1,000 online. And it is 100% free. There's no paid version. There's no any hidden fees or anything. It's literally just completely free. It's a Discord, and I'm trying to stay in there as much as humanly possible. I'll link that in the description. And if you like this video, you'll love this one right here.